In the demonstration today, I'm going to show you how to make the perfect Victoria sponge. It's all in the weighing. It's really important that you weigh your eggs in their shells, and then you have equal quantities of margarine, self-raising flour and caster sugar. By absolute accurate weighing and using the right equipment, e.g. a wooden spoon for creaming and beating and a metal spoon for folding, I can assure you, you will produce the perfect Victoria sponge. For a classic Victoria sponge, you need eggs, margarine, you could use butter as well for a richer flavour, self-raising flour and caster sugar. Caster sugar is important to use rather than granulated sugar. Granulated sugar is what you would add to coffee or to cereals. It's got a coarser granule to the sugar. It's very important to have the right equipment. You need a large metal tablespoon, you need a wooden spoon, and you need some scales. It's very important to weigh your ingredients out accurately. Per egg, you have 50 grams or 2 ounces of margarine, flour and caster sugar. But if you want to be extremely accurate and get a really perfect cake, you put your eggs in the scales and you weigh exactly the same amount of margarine, flour and sugar as the eggs. So my eggs are weighing out here at 6 ounces or 180 grams. I have weighed out 6 ounces of sugar or 180 grams. And I've done the same for the flour and the margarine. The reason why it is better to weigh your eggs is because eggs can come in all sizes. You can get very small eggs and you can get very large eggs. These are the oldest tins in the world. My mother gave me these cake tins. They're probably about 50 years plus old. Can you believe I don't own my own cake tins? These are 18 centimetre cake tins. So you need 3 eggs. For 15 centimetres you need 2. For 18 you need 3. For 20 you need 4. Here I have some parchment paper or a baking paper. This is enough to cover the base of 2. Fold this in half and place one of my ancient cake tins. Even though they're ancient, if you have good quality tins, they will last a long time anyway. And then I'm just going to draw around the base of the tin. With the 2 layers together, you don't have to fold it in half, you can do them one at a time. I then just cut around or cut on this line. Don't go on the outside of the line, otherwise the circle will be too big to fit. Once you have the papers cut, just test them that they fit into the bottom of the tin. And you've got 2 options now. You could either make sure you grease all at the sides of the tin so that the cake doesn't stick, and place the paper in the bottom, just tapping it down. Or you could go one step further and make a wall to your cake tin. So I have 2 strips of paper here, and I am just going to fold up, fold. This is going to be like the feet of the wall. It's going to stand up like that. So with your nice firm crease, open it out. It might be easier to do one at a time. Unfold the paper and make little snips up to the line. Grease the tin, then take your parchment with the feet facing inwards and just pop this in. take the second one, you may want to add some butter to glue it to overlap, and then just pop the other piece of paper in. If it's too long, just trim it. Make sure the feet are all stuck down, and pop the base down. It's important that you have the base on top of the feet to secure them down. The cake will naturally pull this out, so we'll have one this way and one this way, and we'll see which one works best. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees. If you've got a fan oven, you may want to turn it down 10 to 15 degrees. Start off with your caster sugar and soft margarine or butter. If you are using butter, leave it out of the fridge for a good half an hour to an hour so it becomes room temperature, so it's easy to use. It's vital that you use a wooden spoon now. You could do this with an electric whisk, but I think that's cheating a little bit and you get better results doing it by hand. With the back of the spoon, push the butter in to incorporate the sugar. Once it's incorporated, you're going to cream your sugar and butter together. You need to do this until it becomes pale. What we're doing here is incorporating air between the butter and the sugar. I often say you want it to look like Mr. Whippy ice cream. It is, however, important not to overbeat it, because otherwise when the cake is in the oven and you've got the structure with the air making the cake rise, if the air bubbles get too big, then the structure will become weak and the cake will collapse. Now, still using the wooden spoon, we're going to beat our eggs in. Crack the eggs one at a time into a jug. Don't crack all three into the jug at once, just in case one of them has gone bad, then you will have ruined the others. With a fork, lightly beat your egg. Do not add all of this egg at once because it will curdle. I'll show you what curdling looks like. So if I put all of my egg in, if I just stir my egg in and I've got too much, can you see the mixture curdling? It is separating and forming separated lumps. So it's important to add the egg gradually and beat. You need to do this so that your arm aches. Build up good muscles. So the correct way, just add a small amount of egg at a time and beat it in. The egg is going to act as a raising agent. So we have got air added from our butter and our sugar. Now we're incorporating some more air. If your mixture does look a little grainy and a little bit curdled, you could just sprinkle a little amount of your flour, and this should help to overcome the curdling. Make sure you wipe up any egg that's been left on the surface. Once all of your egg is combined, we're now going to switch to a metal spoon. Spatula, make sure around the sides of the bowl that you get all the mixture down. If you're finding that your bowl is moving around, you can always put a dishcloth, a damp dishcloth, and that will help it be a little bit more secure. So to my flour, I'm just going to add a level teaspoon of baking powder. So just level. Again, you do not want too much baking powder because you don't want the cake to rise so much that the structure collapses. Then with a sieve, we are now going to add some more air. Tap on the side with the side of the hand. We are adding more air as the flour is sieved. We have added air by creaming the butter and sugar, by beating the egg, The egg itself is a raising agent because it fluffs up, and with the flour we've sieved and added air, and then the baking powder, so 5 raising agents. We do not want to knock any of that lovely air out of that cake now. So with a metal spoon instead of the wooden spoon, because the side will act like a blade and cut through the air, whereas the wooden spoon, which is thicker, would knock the air out. In a figure of 8, we are now going to fold. I'm doing that kind of manoeuvre. Fold, do not overstir it, you will knock that air out. Just gently fold until all of the flour is incorporated. We then want to divide the cake between the 2 tins. Hold the cake, so curve your arm around and hold the bowl like this, and you'll find it easier to tip and push out with a spoon. There is no need to spread the mixture out. It will find its own way in the oven. I've still got mixture left in my bowl. To be extra accurate, I'm just going to weigh them. Oh wow, they both weigh 12. So I'll try and divide this equally. We're then going to put them in the oven. It's really, really important that you don't open the oven or slam the oven door, because if you slam the oven door, you're going to shake that structure that holds all of the air. While it's in the oven, the egg is going to rise, and then when it reaches a temperature of about 65 degrees, it will coagulate. That means that the egg will set, which will set the structure of the cake. So once the egg is set, there should be no more rising. So in the middle of the oven, oven gloves, I shall just pop these in the oven. Take your cake, remove the paper carefully,